Welcome to 360 Degree. Israel is increasingly getting isolated on the world stage, but remains defiant about its Rafah invasion. Turkey on Thursday suspended all imports and exports to Israel, citing the country's ongoing military action in Gaza, and vowed to continue to impose the measures until the Israeli government allows the flow of humanitarian aid to the region. A Turkish Trade Ministry statement said, export and import transactions in relation to Israel have been stopped, covering all products. The ministry described the step as a second phase of measures against Israel, adding that the steps would remain in force until Israel allows all uninterrupted and sufficient flow of humanitarian aid to Gaza. This came after last month when Turkey, which is a staunch critic of Israel's military actions, announced that it was restricting exports of 54 types of products to Israel, including aluminium, steel, construction products, and chemical fertilizers. Israel responded by also announcing trade barriers. But it is not just Turkey that is severing ties. Colombia has become the latest Latin American country to announce it will break diplomatic relations with Israel over its military campaign in Gaza. But the repercussions for the South American nation could be broader than for those other countries due to long-standing bilateral agreements over security matters. Colombian President Gustavo Petro on Wednesday announced his government will break diplomatic relations with Israel effective Thursday, which is yesterday, in the latest escalation of tensions between the countries over the Israel-Hamas war. Petro again described Israel's siege of Gaza as genocide. He previously suspended purchases of weapons from Israel and compared that country's actions in Gaza to that of Nazi Germany. Petro said, tomorrow diplomatic relations with the state of Israel will be broken for having a genocidal president. If Palestine dies, humanity dies, and we are not going to let it die. But he did not address how his decision could affect Colombia's military, which uses Israeli-built warplanes and machine guns to fight drug cartels and rebel groups, and a free trade agreement between both countries that went into effect in 2020. Colombia is the latest country to do so in the region. Bolivia and Belize have also severed diplomatic relations with Israel over the Israel-Hamas war. But Israel is defiant. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear that they don't really care about what other countries think or do. He told Holocaust survivors on Thursday that Jews will stand alone if they have to, adding that they should welcome but not expect non-Jewish support. He said, if we have to stand alone, we stand alone. If it is possible to recruit Gentiles, that's good. But if we don't protect ourselves, no one will protect us. Netanyahu's words come as Israel faces mounting criticism over the war it is waging in Gaza against Palestinian militant group Hamas, including from its closest ally, the United States. Finding himself increasingly isolated internationally, Netanyahu has said repeatedly that nothing will stop Israeli troops from entering the southernmost Gaza city of Rafah to press home their mission to eliminate Hamas. Netanyahu pledged on Tuesday to launch an incursion into the southern city of Rafah, where hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are sheltering from the almost 7-month-long war. Netanyahu said Israel would enter Rafah, which Israel says is Hamas's last stronghold, regardless of whether a truce for hostages deal is struck or not. He said the idea that we will stop the war before achieving all of its goals is out of question. We will enter Rafah and we will eliminate Hamas's battalions there, with or without a deal, to achieve the total victory. Washington has said repeatedly that it opposes any operation that does not provide protection for the 1.5 million civilians estimated to be sheltering in the city. Israel's offensive against Hamas has killed at least 34,596 people in Gaza, mostly women and children, according to the Hamas-run territory's health ministry. The war began with an unprecedented Hamas attack on southern Israel on October 7th, which resulted in the deaths of 1,170 people, mostly civilians. This is according to an AFP tally of Israeli official figures. Currently, there seems to be a deafening silence as far as the ceasefire proposal is concerned. But it is that proposal only that US and the rest of the world are pinning their peace hopes on. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.